Wall Street Memes Casino.
I'm fine.
And Sportsbook.
Andrew McCart, iFLTV. I'm still here in Liverpool. I've just had the weigh-in for the Next Gen show, Frank Smith. I tell you what, I'm excited about this card. I mean, we've not got the mega names of like the Anthony Joshua's on this card, but we've got some very excited young talent that could possibly be the next superstar.
100%, and that's why we love these Next Gen shows. You know, you got Peter McGrail back out there. He's got a big fight in his hands against Mark Leach, you know, and it means a lot to him. He's had that time since that defeat back in December, and I've said multiple times now, a defeat can't define a fighter. And I truly believe Peter McGrail for years to come will be selling out the Echo Arena in Liverpool, or the M&S Arena in Liverpool. You know, he's got so much potential and we really believe in him. So looking forward to seeing him back out, but a tough fight against Mark Leach as well. Junaid Boston with a bit of spite there between him and Jack Martin.
What was said up there?
Jack Martin was just saying, I'm not going to let you take away this opportunity from my family. You know, look, it's a huge opportunity for Jack Martin. If he goes in there and gets the win, he takes everything away from Junaid Boston that he's built up. But Junaid's ready. Junaid seems to be having that at a few press conferences now. His last one in America, he had a bit of back and forth as well, but you know, it's a great fight. And again, the type of fight we want to deliver for the fighters, because it gets them prepared as they step up through the ranks. It's a real fight for him on Saturday. And everything around it as well, the show, the setup, all of these kids are seeing what, you know, it's a smaller level of what we create when they get to the big side of things. So, you know, I love the Next Gen shows and real fights. Bea as well, you know, she goes to become a world champion. I made up a fact yesterday that is actually a fact.
Was that a fact? Did you look it up?
I'm saying it's a fact. It must be.
Did you look it up?
No. But active world champion to win a gold medal. She's still got to do both of them, but I believe she will. She's a special talent. Steve Clark, big ticket seller, sold about 350 tickets in 10 days' notice for this card as well. You got Joe McGrail, super talented. We saw him out in December. Hamza Udin's professional debut, Maisie Rose Courtney, Frankie Stringer. So just a top card from top to bottom. Some of the best young talent coming through.
When we think of Liverpool, we always think of a fighting city. You talk about the Smith brothers, Tony Bellew, Derry Matthews always brought a good fight, a good show. This is the next crop. Can you see this next crop, the Frankie Stringers, the Steve Clarks, the McGrail brothers, and obviously Nick Ball as well from Liverpool, not your man, but Eddie does love him. Can you see this crop bringing back that sort of the golden years of Liverpool boxing?
Yeah, 100%. Like you say there as well, Nick Ball, as you said, he's a brilliant talent and an entertaining fighter as well. You know, every one of his fights is entertaining. He deserved that win against Ray Vargas last time out. So yeah, there's definitely huge opportunity here. It's funny though, because I said it the other day about Tony Bellew. Who would have thought Tony Bellew, when we promoted that fight against Danny McIntosh, would go on to do what he did? You know, in reality. I always laugh and say Ender's a Hollywood movie star as well. I definitely didn't see that coming. But no, there's immense talent here. There always has been, and we're looking at areas now where we can develop fighters and a group of fighters that we can, you know, sell out arenas for a long time. You know, and it takes time to get there, and there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, like we've seen with Peter McGrail. But you know, I think if fighters take real fights and deliver entertainment, gives us the opportunity to build something very special.
One thing, away from this show right now, Frank, one thing I didn't forget to talk to you about was all the promoters seem to be working together now. Everyone's getting on sweet of late, but I seen a comment from Oscar De La Hoya saying to Eddie Hearn, listen, don't quote me on this, but it's along the line of stick to the British boxing for British boxing's sake, leave the real promoting to the US promoters out in the US. Now, I thought they were getting on. I thought with this sort of new era of boxing, everybody was getting on. What's going on there?
Everyone is getting on, you know. You don't have to get on to do business. But look, I understand it must be, you know, we've come from the UK, and over the last 7-8 years we've done tremendous things, I think, in the US. We broke the record with Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders at the AT&T. We've put on some of the biggest nights in the last few years. Don't get me wrong, a lot of other promoters have done brilliant shows as well. I don't know. Oscar's very up and down with Eddie. I think it's something that will go on forever. It won't be the last thing he says about him, but we just have to keep trying to work together. And as I've said before, the teams can still work together well. You know, I deal with Eric Gomez very often, as does Eddie as well. And it doesn't mean just because there's a public that public piece playing out that we can't do business. I think we'll always do business. I don't think it's going to change the Oscar side of things, but it's all a bit of fun and games. You just have to laugh it off and move on.
Well, the thing is as well, Oscar's alluded to the fact that Eddie's never been in the ring, he's never been a fighter, so he doesn't know what it takes to be. But that's what I'm saying. He has. And that little clip I saw with the drip water that you've got there, a little promo that Eddie done, and he hit them pads, and I tell you what, I consider myself, I can take a dig. I like to think I can take a dig, but I wouldn't like to take Eddie Hearn's right hand.
So he throws a big right hand, to be fair. But look, I obviously respect everyone who's been in the ring, who's boxed, of course. You know, it's an amazing sport and fighters give so much. But I don't think just because you haven't been in the ring, you can't understand how to grow and build and develop the sport. You know, and I actually think sometimes, I was saying this the other day, sometimes being a bit detached from it helps you take a broader view of the sport about how it can improve. Because sometimes you make emotional decisions when you're too close to it. And that's what I always find with Eddie. Eddie's obviously, you know how passionate he is about boxing. I am a bit, I didn't grow up in boxing, so having a bit of a balance between the two is always good in any sport. You know, to be able to step back and go, right, what is the right decision to be made here for the sport? What's going to grow and develop the sport that we all want to see succeed? You know, so look, I don't read too much into it. You know, it's one of Oscar's days where he says that. The next day it'll be okay. The next day it'll be worse. I don't know what to say, but we move on. Doesn't mean we can't do business.
Talking about big right hands, you've got a big right hand yourself, Frank. Are we doing a little workout this afternoon?
We're doing some pads, aren't we? You're going to take me, you know, I hurt my hands last time. I wore some 8-ounce gloves, and people say I've been getting in fights, but yeah, you got to get me some big ones, and we'll see how we get on.
I've got a good 14-ounce set of gloves in my boot. I'll bring my pads out, and we'll get a little workout, Frank. But tell you what, one final one on this show, Frank. Tell the viewers on IFL why they should tune in or buy a ticket for this show tomorrow night.
Entertaining night of boxing, Liverpool, always a great atmosphere. Some great fighters who are going to be stars of the future. Boxing, don't miss it, live on DAZN. See you there.
Frank, thank you very much, mate. I'll see you soon. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.